Release as many inmates as possible. That coming from a coalition of human rights groups following an inmate death and a rising number of prisoners with COVID-19.
The description I heard is that it's like apocalypse now inside there. Those conditions, they're just a human rights disaster.
An inmate from a federal prison in Mission died Thursday as an apparent result of complications related to COVID-19. The news has prompted joint effort. The Union of BC Indian Chiefs, members of Kwantlen First Nation, Abolition Coalition, and BC Civil Liberties Association all calling for the immediate release of as many inmates as possible.
Elderly prisoners, people with chronic illnesses, people that are in low security institutions, people that are close to their release date. So there's a number of prisoners that could very easily and safely be released.
On Saturday, BC's Minister of Health, Dr. Bonnie Henry, announced there are now 70 people from the Mission Institution who have been affected by COVID-19.
Including 60 inmates. There are no new cases, and active support and outbreak investigation continues at the Okanagan Corrections Facility and the agricultural area in the Interior Health.
The groups are also calling for a coroner's inquest, which is a formal court proceeding with a jury held to publicly review the circumstances of the Mission inmate's death.
2 weeks ago, Bill Blair said he was considering talking to the parole heads and to CSC, and that has not happened in any appreciable way.
In a statement to City News, Minister of Public Safety and Emergency Preparedness Bill Blair wrote, in part, in institutions where an outbreak has occurred, such as the medium security wing of the Mission Institution in British Columbia, all inmates have been given masks. In the Fraser Valley in BC, a mobile medical unit has been established at the Abbotsford Regional Hospital to help support the inmates at nearby Mission Institution. The Correctional Service of Canada, CSC, continues to work with the Public Health Agency of Canada, as well as provincial and local health authorities, to implement a number of measures to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 and protect inmates and staff. The coalition is also asking for the inmates to be supported if and when they are released, so they can safely self-isolate.
Lots of cities and municipalities are putting, have hotels in place and supported housing in place for people to self-isolate because, if people are released at this point, especially from Mission, they can't go to their families or friends, even if they have them.
I think when this is all over and the stories about this time are written, I think our failure of prisoners at this time is going to be a huge historical black mark against us.
Ashley Burr, City News.